obvious. We got a problem here, and it's more than just Alvin streaming Punisher. When life begins to suck, who's reporting it? Luckily, you got two friends who you won't forget. Coming live, Alvin and Fran on survival. Laughing non-stop, case drops on a cycle. Louder than intrusive thoughts off an iPhone. How they make the world seem bright with the lights off? AFs, it might as well stay up. Lies being told like that dinosaur BS. Magnifying glass to the ground if they don't see us. Having the time, roasting your favorite pizza. Bougie ain't an option, it's the way. Take it to the grave, add moving to the place. You already know when they take the case. Laugh the pain away, it's affirmative murder.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Affirmative Murder, the equal opportunity true crime comedy podcast. I'm Alvin Williams, joined as always by my partner in true crime, Fran and Alvin.
Oh yes, wait a minute, Mr. Postman.
Yeah, man, I'm the mailman. Can't you tell, man? Gonna post to it.
What up?
Fran, before we get started, I want to give, this is kind of a bittersweet, I guess is the only way to describe it. A big congratulations to the Kansas City Chiefs for an amazing Super Bowl performance. That was one hell of a game to watch. But unfortunately, during the Kansas City Chiefs parade today, when we're recording, there was like a mass shooting during the celebrations out there in Kansas City. Like 10 people got shot. I don't know if anybody was killed, but 10 people were shot. So prayers to those people out there in Kansas City. You know, to be shot during such a fun celebratory moment is really unfortunate. It really speaks to the times that we're in. It's unfortunate. And I also wanted to, because of that, thinking about that, and also I had jury duty today, so I've been thinking about this. I wanted to revisit the Apple Visions conversation from last week.
Okay.
I'm even more on board after today's, like after sitting in a jury room, not being selected for a jury, and sitting in a room for 6 to 7 hours, and then hearing about people trying to celebrate their team winning a football game and the shooting happening. I'm like, let's just be in the house.
Yeah.
Let's just be in the house. Let's just put the Apple Vision. Let's go full Matrix, full WALL-E. I've been referencing WALL-E a lot recently. It's one of my favorite underrated to me Disney movies, Pixar movies, and because it's such a prediction of the way that we're going to go as a human species. And now the Apple Vision kind of doubles down on that for me, and I'm here for it. Like I think we've reached the point where society interacting, it's just not giving safe. It's just not giving, crossing guard. It's not giving protection. I'm just not feeling it today. So I'm like, let's just batten down the hatches and stay in the house.
Yeah. Hey, I'm all down to talk about Apple Vision. I mean, I'm all on board too. I mean, I don't go out anyway, especially to big events like that. It's a no-go for me, man. Like, I'll watch the parade on the news or whatever. I don't need to go to a Super. I mean, congrats to them though. I get it. I guess you shouldn't be scared to do fun things like that because bad shit can happen. Bad shit can happen anyway. But I mean, like, if anybody says this, I think they're lying. If events like this, and you don't get the idea that something like this can happen, I think you're lying to yourself.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
If you're not looking over your shoulder and just concerned the whole time, or not the whole time, but it's definitely a thought in your mind.
For sure. And it's just too many people, man. I'm good on that.
Yeah, man.
But give me my Apple Vision. Give me my Apple Vision. I can stay in the house. I'm in the house anyway.
You're on the bus with Patrick Mahomes?
Yeah. Hire people.
And like whatever his parade bus is?
Hire the VR people who have these specialized cameras or whatever they use, technology where they can
Put me on the bus.
Because they have it at basketball games where you can sit front row.
You're on this court side. You're court side.
Yeah. So,
Put me on the bus.
Get that.
He's like, we're champions of the world, man, number one. And you can put your hand out for a high five. He high fives you.
Yeah.
I'm here for that, man.
Yeah.
But like on a serious note, man, it really is unfortunate. And I am tying it off of, yes, I did sit in a jury room today for several hours. It was incredibly boring.
So let's talk about that. I mean, what's going on? I mean, you told me today, and did you get it? Did you get? I don't know how. I got called for jury duty.
I didn't even get the jury,
but I didn't have to. I didn't have to go. My number was.
You have to go, and you sit in a room until they call you.
If your number's picked, you have to go.
If your number's picked to be in a jury, but you still got to sit there. I said,
I had to call. I mean, like. Don't you get the letter, and do you have to call the?
You call, and sometimes you call, and they say if your number is not between this and this, then don't worry about it.
Right.
My number wasn't between that, so I had to. So I did the call.
Okay, that's
my
what I mean.
number wasn't between.
I didn't get that. Okay, yeah.
I had to go down there 8:30 to 2:30. I sat. They gave me $30 though. It should be streamlined, and I hate it. But again, shout out to the Kansas City Chiefs and prayers to Kansas City for people just trying to have a good time, and shit unfortunately didn't go that way. But let's get to it. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take a quick break. Unless you got something, you got anything you want to talk about?
No. Could you hear the barking? I'm dog sitting.
I can't hear any
for the week.
barking.
Okay.
What kind of dog is it?
I don't know. Who knows?
A dog.
A dog.
It's a K9.
Who knows? Very fluffy, furry dog. His name is Oso. So
Oso.
Yeah, it's bear in Spanish.
Is that bear? Yeah, it's bear in Spanish. Yeah.
So you may hear him. He has a loud bark, so he's running around. Just
Is it a
heads
big
up,
dog?
everybody. Yeah, he's big.
Bear. Got it.
Yeah.
Bear. Yeah,
Yeah.
big dog named Bear. Got it. Well, shout outs to Bear.
Yeah,
Los Perros also. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to get into some fucked up shit. And if you hear some barking, mind your business.
Affirmative Murder is brought to you by Factor. Kick your New Year's resolution into high gear with meals from Factor. Factor's ready-to-eat meal delivery takes the stress out of meal planning and sets you up for success in the new year. Skip the grocery stores, the prep work, and cooking fatigue, and instead get chef-crafted, dietitian-approved meals delivered right to your door. With over 35 meals to choose from per week, including options like keto, calorie smart, vegan, plus many more. Factor even offers a bunch of snack options too, like smoothies, juices, and small breakfast items to keep the energy up during the day no matter what's on your schedule. In my experience, Factor has had everything I need for a week full of flavorful, nutritious eats. Did I mention they have cold-pressed juices, which are great for the morning time? Anyway, if Factor sounds like something you'd be interested in, head on over to factormeals.com/AMP50 and use the code AMP50 to get 50% off. One more time, that's code AM as in good, P at factormeals.com/AMP50 to get 50% off. Let this meal kit be your number one factor for living well in 2024. I nailed it. Affirmative Murder is brought to you by BetterHelp. I want you guys to think to yourselves, what are some things that you want to take into 2024 that you are absolutely nailing? You see, around this time of year, when NYE is on the approach, people start throwing around words like resolution and change and new year, new me. But the amazing thing about therapy is they help you find your strengths. So you can ditch all those crazy, unattainable resolutions and make changes that really stick. Maybe you've been waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning every morning to go for a brisk walk. And in 2024, you want to kick things up to a gym visit. Maybe you've been calling your friends once a month to check in and stay in touch, even though life is so crazy. But in 2024, you're hoping to jump into some IRL, real life visitations. For me, therapy has taught me one important thing, which is accountability. There are relationships in my life that I kind of waved off as being a victim to time and evolution and growth, when in reality, I just needed to put forth a little bit more effort. And through accountability, I was able to recognize those kind of things and make adjustments where I can. Nobody's perfect. I haven't nailed it, but I'm doing better. So if you've got some things about yourself you want to take from good to great, and you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online and designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire and get matched with a licensed therapist, and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. Celebrate the progress you've already made. Visit BetterHelp.com/AMP today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp.com/AM as in Martha, Kent, Superman's mom, P for 10% off your first month.
All right, and we are back. Folks, before we get into it, I wanted to announce, I didn't get a chance. We've been so off of the whole Patreon announcements combined into the regular podcast that I forgot to mention it. We have a new podcast, little thing that we're doing, some content over on Patreon, where Fran and I kind of go head to head on random topics of discussion. It's called The Fallout Boys, where, we talk about all kind of stuff. And then the first episode, we go band for band about hood movies, funniest hood movies. Mm-hmm. Next Friday versus Don't Be a Menace to South Central while drinking your juice in the hood. I was, belittled and attacked and antagonized for both of us were, because we kept saying Don't Be a Menace to Society, which is Menace to Society is the name of the movie. Yeah. So we got it mixed up and we kept saying Don't Be a Menace to Society, but it's Don't Be a Menace to South Central, which we knew because we've seen the movie 1,000 times. But, we talking on the mic, you just kind of rambling, going fast. Your brain sometimes.
So don't be a menace in South Central while drinking juice in the hood.
Yes.
Okay. I thought it was Don't Be a Menace to Society while drinking juice in the hood. I don't know why I thought it was that.
No, I didn't think that at all. I know Menace to Society is the movie.
Right. So I know that.
I threw Menace to Society into the parody title and just kept saying it. But
wait,
whatever. Who gives a
you dropped it out? I didn't know you dropped it.
Yeah, I put it on Patreon first episode.
Go check it out.
Yeah, go check it out. There was a poll put up. The poll split last time I checked it, but then I think Next Friday ended up coming out on top as far as people saying which one was the funniest hood movie.
Okay.
I have no quarrels. Obviously I picked what I picked because, I want to, I'm rooting for my team. And I think
So, I
still
won?
think. One is subjective. Yeah. The one that you think is the funniest, more people thought was, right on. More people thought was funnier. I happen to agree, but I still had to argue for my case. Next Friday is a classic and it's hilarious. But Don't Be a Menace is also a classic and hilarious. So be on the lookout for anybody who's on the Patreon who wants to join. The next episode will be coming soon, and we will debate another topic. Yeah. I believe the next topic was best struggle meal.
Yes.
And I believe it was oodles and noodles.
Oodles and noodles, yes.
Versus hot dogs and beans.
Yes.
So that will drop soon on Patreon, and you guys can join the discussion, and we'd love to hear from you guys about that argument. I think that was another great bout, another good battle of brothers, and we made some good points, had some good laughs, and all that good stuff. But anyway, folks, let's get into the fucked up shit. This week, Fran and I are discussing the murder of Patrice Wilson, and this one has some very interesting moments that I felt necessary. It really drew me in to talk about this case, and for many reasons, but one in particular. So let's get into it. Patrice Wilson was a 29-year-old mother of one boy living in Detroit and working as a registered nurse at Detroit Medical Center in 2023. She was in a relationship with a man who was 36 years old, and his name was Jameer Miller. This relationship, Jameer would later describe as toxic. On Saturday, May 13th, Patrice was wrapping up a shift at the hospital. As she went to enter her vehicle, she was ambushed, thrown in the car, and the assailant then jumped in the car and drove away. Wilson's lifeless body was discovered in the backseat of her SUV a few miles from her hospital later that day, and she was shot multiple times in the back. And it's so crazy, man. We'll get to the surveillance footage, but there's surveillance footage of the moment happening, and it's so fast. How fast you can be just walking out of a grocery store, going to your car in the morning, like the way that life can just change in a split second. And when your wits aren't about you. We were having a discussion with some podcast friends recently about this, how for women are so, cognizant of their surroundings because they feel like they have to be. But in the moment where you aren't, where you're distracted or something like that, how fast you realize you are vulnerable prey in the world. I just have never felt that way. And not necessarily because I'm a man, even though that is a part of it, but also we don't have enemies.
Yeah.
If I was living some kind of crazy life, obviously, if I had opposition out in the world, you should be paying attention when you leave your house too. But as a person who has no opposition and as a man in the world, I don't really leave my house thinking well, let me not have my hands full, or let me get my keys out of my pocket so I can unlock the car as soon as I get to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. I've talked about seeing young women jogging, and there was a lady recently who was killed out here. I can't remember the name. Maybe it was Harford County. One of these counties out here.
It was
Harford County?
That was Harford County, yeah.
Harford County, who she went out for
She was on a jogging trail.
She was on a jogging trail. She was a very small lady, maybe she was 5'2" or something like that. She was very small, and somebody was watching her, and the opportunity, unfortunately for this person, is what this person was looking for. And she was killed and murdered while she was jogging, and it's to see that, and it sucks that you as a woman, can't go jogging or can't do a lot of stuff alone. I mean, you can, but it's there is fear.
Yeah.
When doing those things, because you got to look behind your back. I mean, I look behind my back too as well, even as men, but as a man, but to be able to not.
That's still a can't, just to cut you off real quick, that's still a can't though if you don't feel comfortable. It's not just can't because something will happen. The fear of something happening is sometimes enough to make you not be able to do it. You can't physically bring yourself to do it. So that's still a can't.
Yeah. It
doesn't necessarily mean every time you go to do something, that means something will happen. But that fear will stop a lot of women from doing certain things, for sure.
For sure, yeah. It's and then, with Steph, it's fear that, when my wife goes out and she was the kids, and it's you can get distracted. You can be distracted when you have you have two kids with you as well, and somebody could be watching you, and you in the store. People do all this weird shit. And it's now I tell Steph I got to get you, some mace or something a stun gun or something. It's
right.
It sucks that you have to walk around with stuff like this, but I mean, you have to do what you have to do to kind of protect yourself in situations like that, because that's terrifying, man.
Better safe than sorry.
Yeah.
So with Patrice now discovered murdered in her own SUV, an investigation was underway, and detectives began reaching out to people in Patricia's immediate circle, as detectives are wont to do. Within 24 hours, Jameer Miller was in a police station confessing to Patrice's murder because he was, quote, feeling the pressure of the investigation. It was the next day. Her body was found on Saturday, and by Sunday, he was in the police station with a lawyer facilitating his turning over himself to the police.
Yeah.
Once Miller turned himself in, detectives learned that he was hiding in plain sight as Patrice was leaving her job. Miller was disguised with a blonde wig, hat, glasses, and a COVID mask, waiting for her outside of the hospital. There's surveillance footage of this. He's waiting across the street, kind of tapping his foot. I think he's on his phone. He has a Nicki Minaj wig, a long blonde wig on, a COVID mask, glasses. And if you're not really paying attention, it's one of those things where if you're not paying attention, you just look and you go, oh, that woman has a bad wig on. You don't even think of, and you just continue on with your day. Mm-hmm. It's almost like, when you used to watch Punk'd back in the day, or the Jamie Kennedy Experiment. And I always used to go, how can you not tell that's Jamie Kennedy? But if you're like living your life and you don't watch the Jamie Kennedy Experiment and you're going into a 7-Eleven to get something to drink and the guy behind the counter is a crazy maniac who's getting robbed or something like that, you're not looking at like, is that a prosthetic nose?
Yeah, I mean, like, because I don't watch it as much now, but I'm a huge fan of Impractical Jokers, and they don't have any disguises. So it's like they go do these tricks out in the street, and it's like people after a while, people go, "Oh, you're Joe" or whatever. Right. But like in the beginning, you're like, I'm living my life. I'm just walking or whatever, and somebody's like talking to me or playing a prank. You're not really. Your mind is just not
registering
that. You're not in the mood for that or whatever's going on until after a while, where it's just like this is kind of weird, and your brain starts to kind of connect the dots and go like, "Oh, this is a joke."
This is like
somebody
weird.
who right.
Yeah, but like, this shit is too weird.
Yeah, but for the example you used with Jamie Kennedy, I forgot all about that fucking show. Him, I mean, like he has disguises and stuff like that, so it's just like you wouldn't be staring at this man, eyes squinting like.
Yeah, are those fake eyebrows?
Yeah, you can't catch that. You can't eyeball that quick. Unless you're like a retired FBI fucking
for sure
FBI agent.
So, I know where they got that wig from.
Yeah, I know.
But also Patrice Wilson was a registered nurse. She just got off a long Or you're using that level of glue, huh? Yeah, I remember my first trip to Party City. But yeah, like I said, Patrice Wilson was a registered nurse. I mean, she probably got off a 12-hour shift.
Yeah, and people look at their phone when they walk.
Exactly. Like she's looking across the street, like, well, that woman's wig is terrible. Anyway, I need to get home and get some sleep. I got to get home and take care of my son. Like the last thing she's thinking about is a maniac who's now wearing a wig stalking her.
Yeah.
Which is
because it's kind of like when you're in these situations, and people be in these situations all the time where you're out and you see something where you go, it could be anything. It could be not something extreme as this, but it could be anything where you go like, yeah, I saw that. I saw like, I don't know, for example, like you see a car and, the back wheel is wobbly or something like just something random you notice. It's like, that's guy's wheel's wobbly. That's weird. But then you see someone in the news with like, oh, there was a 5-car pileup, and you go, oh shit,
I was right.
I saw that, but I didn't even
think that was gonna be the situation.
Right, I didn't bother to go flag this guy down. Hey man, your wheel's about to fall off.
Yeah.
So if you see somebody walking around with a lace front on but like it's hanging off and it's like nappy and a hat on, but it's like you kind of like. I'm sure she was like, that's like you said, that wig is terrible, but whatever. I gotta go pick up.
Yeah, exactly. It's just that quick.
You just move on.
She was apparently attempting to break things off as far as the relationship was concerned because she knew it was unhealthy. And according to Miller, he was owed money from when him and Patrice were on good terms. They apparently like invested in something while they were together, but then once they broke up, he was like, well, I want my half of the money back. Yeah. That's what he was saying. That's why he put on a wig and a mask and dressed up like a bag lady and waited outside of her job. He simply was trying to have a conversation with her about being made whole on a debt.
Sure.
That's it. Right. That's the only reason he did all of that crazy shit.
You out here dressed like the master of disguise, but you, for a conversation, just trying to talk? Yeah,
it's called Judge Joe Brown.
Yeah.
You take her on Judge Joe Brown. This is a small claims court situation, and you went, I don't know. So like, and I don't believe that anyway, but for that to be your excuse is that like you guys had some kind of financial disagreement. and so you murdered her while dressed in a blonde wig. It's just like, no. This is some Selena shit. This is the lady that killed Selena. You're a stalker. You're crazy. Also, they gave that lady a documentary. I'm conflicted on if I want to check it out to see how crazy she is or not support it. But
They
she's
gave her a
making,
documentary.
Yeah, she's from prison. She's making some claims that, like, maybe from the trailer, I think she might have been alluding to that they were in some kind of relationship together.
She's still
Which
alive?
I don't know how you let the lady that killed Selena. I mean, yeah, Selena was killed in the 90s, right? I mean,
Yeah, but I mean, like,
she's still relevant. She
still
hasn't died
kicking?
from
What's going on?
irrelevancy and being basic.
right.
Yeah, she hasn't
Time
died
is
from
not
no
up?
one
What's
from
going on?
everyone hating her. Because I'm sure she gets hate letters. Oh man, her hate letter bag is her mail time is insane.
Yeah, keep writing her. Keep writing her ass.
Yeah, run it up. But I'm surprised that they're platforming her to like tell her side of the story. But apparently
I'm
her
not
side of the
watching
story
that
comes
shit. I ain't
with
watching
like
that.
I knew her, we were close, and maybe
Yeah, I
some
wouldn't watch
illusion.
that.
Yeah, that's why I'm conflicted.
Because that's bullshit. That's bullshit. Like, I don't, and that's not fair.
Because she's not here to tell her side of the story.
That's not exactly. That's not fair.
Yes.
She can say whatever she wants.
And nobody can.
You
really,
can't tell me some people not gonna go.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Did you know that Selena was a lesbian?
Now it's false
with this
narratives
woman?
out there. That does, no, that's not. I'm not. No.
Yeah. So I was conflicted too. I'd like to hear people's thoughts on that too. But anyway, back to the story. So Miller did have an extensive criminal history that included domestic violence. Patrice Wilson, by all accounts, was a hardworking woman, a great mother, a great family person, and well-respected in her job as a registered nurse, which is not an easy job. Like going to nursing school, the hours of a nurse, it's not an easy field to survive in and work in and you know, make a career in. So, you know, already she's doing well in life. She's 29 years old. She's got a stable career. And she met a guy with bad intentions.
So fucked up, man.
Yeah. She was simply trying to live her life, work hard, and break off a relationship that she knew was not good for her. So she was even doing all the right things. It's like, this isn't even in a situation where you go, she kept coming back or wouldn't leave him alone. Like, she recognized that he was
cognizant
bad for
of
her.
what was going on, that the relationship wasn't healthy.
You're a
And
bum.
was trying to, yes.
I'm going in an upward trajectory. Life's going well for me. You're a loser, and I want to get away from here. And he did not accept that. Even when you say no, it can be dangerous for a woman to say no. So it's not just you stay in something toxic and you choose to try to stick it out for whatever reasons. You don't feel safe leaving. You don't know what you'll do. They financially have control over you, whatever. Even in situations where it's like, oh, I have all the power financially. I can reset. I can start over and all that stuff. And I'm confident enough to say, hey, this is over and I would like to break up. It's still dangerous for you to do that.
I mean, like, because from a guy perspective, a woman, a strong woman, whereas like, without you, I'm totally fine.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that can make a guy be super aggressive.
Oh, that's the
whereas
ego
it's
blow.
like, yeah, whereas like, oh, you can just move. You can move on. I'm over here heartbroken, but you can just kind of go on moving. When you don't need me. I'm not. You don't need me for anything.
For sure.
That's when a guy can go like, oh, this is, again, it's a blow to your ego.
Especially if you're a Jody, a la Baby Boy,
Jody
where it's
Joe.
like, get your PlayStation out of my house. Like, everything, get out of my house. When a woman can do that,
Yeah.
it's like men are very complicated creatures while also being really stupid and simple creatures, right? And for men, it's so easy to fall into that red pill mind bullshit of, I'm a man, I want my dinner on the table by this time, whatever, you know, my woman can't wear this and all that, and can be a straight up bum and have these ideals. Don't provide, don't pay rent, don't pay car payments, any of that shit, and still want traditional, quote unquote, traditional, a traditional life. I want a housewife, but I'm not a house husband, and I live under her roof.
Yeah. As my dad would always say, beggars can't be choosers.
Exactly. You can't be trying to make rules and set boundaries and tell people how to live, and you don't put money on this light bill.
Yeah. When you sit here playing the game all day.
Eat my son's snacks.
Yeah. Yeah. Eating all the juices
You
and stuff.
drop me off in my car, take my car to run errands.
Yeah.
Anybody like that can't tell a woman when to have the dinner on the table. I don't think a man should be able to tell a woman that anyway. That's a woman's decision if she wants to fall into that role. But you can't be expecting that, and you don't even put money down on the rent.
Yeah.
So when that woman decides, hey, get the fuck up out of here and all that, well, you know, my sex game is crazy and, you know, I'm a player and all that, when it's like, no, I'm done with this. All that shit was cool, I guess, in the beginning, but you're a bum
If it was fun, it ran its course. And
it ran its course. Get the fuck out of here. Unplug the PlayStation and get the fuck out. That's like, whoa, no, but like, I got you under my control. I got you under my spell, right? No, not at all. Please leave my home. Thank you. And I'm gonna go to work. And when I come home, please be gone.
Men are gross. Men are men are sad though.
That's sad, bro. Like a man will really be like, nah, but what do you mean? Like, I'm the man of the house. Like you don't have a house.
This is just not your house.
This is not your house. The man of what house? I don't know how you could be the man of this house. You're not even on a lease or anything. I don't know how you could think that.
Right.
But it's men out here that will have that kind of, like I said, red pill mad men mindset and don't pay anything, don't provide anything, don't even help you raise your child.
But I'm in control. This is my house.
But it's my house. I run the show and everything like that, and I'll see you when you go home from work, baby. Can you leave me some money on the table so I can get some pizza?
That's crazy. That is crazy.
It's not enough, babe. It's like, I want to get cheesy bread too.
I want to get cheesy. I want to get cinnamon sticks.
I want to get cinnamon sticks too, babe. Me and the boys are about to do a raid on Elder Scrolls. You got to leave me extra money. She's about to go pull a 15-hour.
My son's Xbox is insane.
She's about to go do a 2-day back-to-back 12s.
If you ever did that, you should be this place should be spotless.
It should smell like Fabuloso. It should burn your nose as soon as you open the door. And it's not.
Be cooked and ready. They smell like feet.
It smell like feet. You walk in there. It's crumbs. The carpet's crunchy. Oh, hey, babe, what's up? So, man. He's running to the kitchen when you go home with plates and shit in his hand and trying to clean up because he heard the keys in the door. Hey, I was just putting the box in the trash can. Hey, what's up? I was just about to start cleaning now. You open the dishwasher as soon as she walks in the house. What are you doing here? I thought, man, is it already 6 o'clock? Time flies. In the same position you were in at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
When she left.
At least take some type of meat out the thaw. You can't do that. So if I have to come home and cook, the meat can be out and thawed out so I can get to cook when I come home. You can't even do that.
No, and these are the kind of dudes and you say that and it's like, you know, I got some meat for you later. You know what I mean? It's like,
Negro, please.
Where my ladies at? You know what I mean? Let's get on the soapbox. You know what I'm saying? Where's that? Listen, we don't want no scrubs in 2024, bro. Like a job is mandatory. Bare minimum, a job. Preferably a career, but we'll take a job. You know what I mean?
Right.
If you got a job, that's fine. But
no, don't settle.
Yeah, career. Have somebody. I'm not saying they got to be 6 figures, but have a plan.
Know your worth.
Where you in your late 20s, early 30s? You got to have what's your plan?
Yeah. No shame though. No shame, but
come on, man. Let's do better, fellas.
Yes.
Let's do better. Come on now.
Yeah. Yeah, but you can't be asking your woman to buy Domino's. I mean, that's
sick. That's insane. And also with your chest out.
Yeah.
Who you texting? You don't pay phone bills. You don't get to ask questions like that. You don't get to ask questions like that in general. Again, I'm not trying to be toxic. I'm not saying that you get to, if you pay the bills, you get to, but you really don't get to have that kind of energy if you provide nothing of substantial benefit to a person's life. The audacity is
for you to ask me those types of questions and you don't chip in for any of these bills. Negro, please.
Yeah, Negro, please. So like I said, Patrice was just trying to get her life together. She was trying to break this relationship off, and she was trying to continue to move in the trajectory that was suited towards her, which was
Smart
upward.
Girl,
man. Mm-hmm. So everything I just said as far as what Patrice was planning on doing was according to Wayne County Prosecutor Kim Worthy at the time of Miller's arraignment. Mm-hmm. Because like I said, he turned himself in. So he went straight to, trying to get a deal, basically.
Yeah.
So Miller did eventually reach a plea deal with the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office in which he pleaded guilty to 1 count of second-degree murder.
That shit pisses me off, man.
Yeah. No. It's because there is no more intentional murder than what he did.
Right.
It's the definition. Like he dressed up, he stalked her, he ambushed her at her car, and he murdered her. But I guess you want to get the case wrapped up quickly. There also was some...
I get that.
Yeah,
I get that. But it's just like, but you not telling me that's not premeditated. Like, that's insane.
There was also some arguments that the family didn't want to hear some of the things that took place during her murder in a trial setting, and so they were willing to take a plea. That there was some... I heard some things in that regard. Like, let's just get this... we got the guy. It's done. They were cool with what the plea time came down to, and they were fine with it in that regard. Like, let's just get it done. We don't want a dragged out, drawn out thing. So,
how do you feel about that? What are your thoughts on that?
In this case specifically, I think that you I think you get whatever you're looking for, life or whatever. If you go to trial, if you try him for first degree murder, I think that you get him on it. But there's a chance that you don't. But as a parent, when I see the video, knowing my child who's on a good path in life, doing everything she's supposed to do, takes care of her son, has a good job, and I see the video of a man across the street wearing a blonde wig in disguise stalking my child, I want him under the jail. Because there's so much intention in that. Where'd you get the wig from? What is the plan of, like, there's so much planning here. This wasn't he came over drunk and was upset and they got into a fight. That is more of a second degree murder to me. Now, again, it's a plea, but that is a second degree murder. You guys got into an argument. He stabbed her because they were fighting each other, whatever. This is like, I woke up today, I laid out my outfit for murder, and I went and put it on, and I planned to murder her today.
Yep.
That's it. So I'm conflicted, but I also understand, like, let's just get it done. We don't want to drag it out. We don't want to see pictures of her put up as exhibits. Like, we don't want to go through this and have to feel the emotion of this. Let's just get it done. I understand that as well. So in exchange for his plea in the murder of Patrice Wilson, prosecutors dropped multiple other charges, which included first-degree murder, felony murder, robbery, and firearms offenses. So he dropped all that, and he just had to plea out to the second-degree murder. Wilson's grandmother, Pamela Golston, also addressed the court, speaking directly to Miller. She said, basically in fewer or more words, that she hopes somebody touches him while he is in prison, alluding to prison rape, which isn't cool, but, I don't know, like, emotions were high, I guess, right? Like, we've spoken about this before, where the idea that people say, like, oh, have fun, don't drop the soap, it speaks to how broken the prison system is, that men are facing sexual assault in prison, and now it's being turned into like a joke, like you should expect it to happen to you, which is terrible. But you're upset, you want this person to experience hell, and in your mind, prison is hell. And this is a grandmother, like she's not, I don't know, we haven't figured out a new word for it, but
old school too.
She's old school. She's not woke. She's not thinking about prison reform and abolition of prisons and stuff, where she's like, they rape people in prison, so we shouldn't be sending people to situations like that. She's not thinking about that. She's like, you killed my granddaughter. I hope you go to prison and all the worst things that happen in prison happen to you.
Yeah.
And in her mind, that's being raped in prison. Which that is awful, but like you shouldn't. It's crazy to be like, I hope this happens to you while you're in prison, because I know how it happens. But in the end, Jameer Miller was sentenced to 35 to 60 years in prison for the second-degree murder of Patrice Wilson. Now, 35 to 60 years, this guy's 36 years old. That's a long time. You know what I mean? Obviously, the life stamp is the life stamp. It feels more, final and powerful and everything like that.
Was it 30 to 60 years?
35 to 60 years.
35, so he can get out in 30.
So he can go to
on good behavior.
He can go in front of a parole board and plead his case. But this doesn't look good.
But it's possible, though.
It's possible. It's possible. Yeah, for sure. It's
him getting out at 65 is like.
Him getting out at 65 is possible. Unlikely, because that would probably be his first parole possibility. Because I didn't read that it was like no possibility of parole. So his first, probably after serving 35 years, you got to probably serve at least 20 years before you're even eligible for parole. So he'll be at least in his late 50s before he's even able to go in front of a parole board. Which is a long time.
We've did a story where like people come home
for sure,
or whatever, and it's like just the fact that there's a possibility.
The story we did last week,
exactly.
the person came home in their 80s and committed a murder almost immediately. Within a year, they killed somebody. So, which also let's get into that part as well. So 35 to 60 years. Just last year in 2023, this is when the person, when Jameer was convicted and sentenced. Mm-hmm. Reports and investigations following Wilson's murder revealed that Miller had ties to a 2011 missing persons case involving the mother of his son, who was pregnant with their second child at the time that she went missing. This case remains unsolved.
What?
Yes. Bianca Green was a 24-year-old nursing student who went missing in 2011. She and Miller shared. She was a nursing student. I don't know. That's the thing. He's a bum. So he's like, I need to get me a girl with a good job. I know people like this. I have friends that are like, oh yeah, I want to get a girl that's a doctor or a nurse or something like that, because that way I can stay home. It's real bum. It's real bum.
This is right.
It's real bum mentality. It's real bum mentality. We live in and I don't want to say bum, but it's crazy as, progressive and whatever as the world is. If you're a man who's looking to be a kept man, you're a bum. Like, I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. Like, I don't know how to phrase that in any other way. Like, you're looking for a girl with a good job so you can what? Stay home and raise the child that she also has to have? So you want her to be the breadwinner, have the child, and then you're like, I'm going to stay-at-home dad. Now, if you fall into the role of a stay-at-home dad, salute to you. I respect that. It makes more money for you to stay home and raise a kid than pay for daycare. Cool. But if that's your, intention, you trap a woman, yeah, man, she's a registered nurse, so, I got her pregnant, and yeah, now I just lay up. She goes to work, and I, can take care of the house. And you don't do that well at all either. You're just a bum. You're a bum.
Yeah. Well, let's not. This is two sides of that coin, so we can't just.
I'm not. Listen, I hear what you're saying. Let's not go down that road. I hear what you're saying, but I'm just saying, even when we do role reversals, some stuff it just is what it is. And this is one of those ones where it's like a stay-at-home dad it has to be a very specific situation. And if you're looking to date doctors and nurses, women, it's just, bro,
I get that, but
men need jobs, man. I don't know what to tell you. I'm not saying women don't need jobs. I'm just saying.
I get what you're saying.
A dude that's a stay-at-home.
And I agree. But my point is,
specific situations around.
If we're going to see, I know the story that we're talking about and the whole conversation around this whole thing. But I have to say that if we're going to do that, there's men out there. I mean, there's women that do the same as that.
I hear what you're saying, and we're not going to. Yeah,
I totally get that, but I just kind of want to put that because I'm just saying I get it, man. We grew up the same way. I completely. The guy's the one that's supposed to be working and providing.
Everybody can work though. I'm a proponent of 50-50, man. We're a team. Let's not.
I don't see what's wrong with. I don't see what's wrong with that
at all. But a dude being like, no, I go 100-0.
I know.
That's just not a man. That's just not. It's just, I'm sorry to be caveman, but that's just crazy, man. You can't do that.
It is crazy. But I mean, women do it too, though.
Women they birth children. Like a stay-at-home mom makes sense to me. I get it. A woman
but
that's
you can't. But don't use the term.
I want to be a
don't
wife.
Use the term trap. Then you can't use the term trap. I think
for a man, bro. If you are exclusively trying to date nurses, you're trapping people, man. I'm sorry. I know I get what you're saying. I don't want to go into the conversation.
I'm just trying to be devil's advocate, man.
I hear it.
I agree with you.
I
agree with you.
But if you're like, I only go after managers at Walmart. I don't fuck with girls that work at the cash register. I only fuck with managers because then that way I know their check is at least $1,600 every 2 weeks, and then I can stay home and she can also get me discounts on the PlayStation.
That
games.
is diabolical, man.
This is a sick
if
guy.
Somebody around me that's bringing up calculations like that, get 1,000 feet away from me. Do not come near me because you're on some other shit.
See, I only fuck women that's in positions of, they got their life together. So I can come in and ruin it a little bit and lower their situation a little bit and leech off of them.
Yeah, now they can't get rid of me.
Now they can't get rid of me. You know what I'm saying? I move myself in and then I knock them up.
That's wild.
Yeah, and then that's my game. That's how I live life.
That's crazy. That's the dentist system. That's
the dentist. That's the dentist system. You know what I'm saying? I hold the idea of us being a family over her head, and then, and then she takes care of me for the time being. If we get in a fight, I just leave.
Yeah. And then for this guy to be like, when you bring up this, he dated another nurse.
Yeah.
It's this is his lane. I mean, and this is not the first time he's done something crazy like this. Now that's
potentially again.
Right.
Let's not because
right. That's true.
Yeah.
But it's kind of sad that it's very odd. But I mean, as a father of a daughter who's growing up, and it's just, it makes you want to go, I wish you could throw the Apple Vision on, and then there's the person's
their data,
whole data right over their head,
criminal
history and genetics and all kinds of shit where you can go stay far away from this person.
Yeah.
No.
He's a
push him to the right. Swipe him to the right and you move on.
Yeah. Swipe on that one, move on to the next one. This dude is a bum. So, like I was saying, though, Bianca Green, she was a 24-year-old nursing student. She went missing in 2011. She and Miller shared a child together named Jameer Jr., and she's been missing for over 12 years. She was never found.
Wow.
She just went missing one day. Now, what I will say is, according to her family, Bianca had mentioned things before about wanting to leave it all behind and life being stressful, and she was just going to leave and things of that regard. But her parents also insisted she would never just leave her son. She would never just leave her son. The Green family always suspected foul play because, again, Bianca Green's been missing for 12 years. She's never been found. So even if she did run away, it just, to me, is so hard to just go away in today's time. Like this was 2011, but even still, it's so hard to go I'm gonna run away and leave all my problems behind, and to just be gone. New identity, new life, set up, move to another city, never be seen again, have a child, just be gone. It's so not possible.
It's not possible?
Yeah, it just feels so impossible to do. Barring
well, what if
you die
she has
and your body's hidden.
Yeah. She has kids, so
she has a kid. Yeah, she was pregnant.
Realistic.
And she was pregnant.
Right. So that doesn't
So she was pregnant, then she ran away, started a new life, had another kid, and you know what I mean? Like she's just gone. It feels
I was gonna say maybe like she obviously can see the signs was like, this is probably better for me to get away. But again, she was pregnant, so it's like that kind of
And it's also like, even if you get away, your parents never hear from you. Nobody ever hears from you again. You're 24 years old. Like you don't have much of a savings. Probably you're in debt. You're in nursing school. Like it doesn't feel like. I remember when the Chris Watts story happened, and he did the news interview saying that his kids were missing. And he kept alluding to, well, we got into a fight, so maybe she took the kids and what? You know what I mean? Like. It's so hard to disappear and then your family's looking for you. Somebody knows where you are. If you are choosing to do we bring up like four things.
Well, we seen what's that documentary we seen? Where's Johnny or something like that?
Who took Johnny? Yeah.
Where's like
who took Johnny? Johnny Gosh.
He was like popping back up,
Yeah, like 10 years later. Yeah. That one's because that's so specific, like Illuminati, Jeffrey Epstein, weird shit like that. I'm talking about an adult woman being like, basically, this is enough. This is J-Lo enough. I'm in a situation, and I don't know if it had anything to do with Jameer Miller per se, but my life is too much for me, and I'm ready to go. And enough, she had to call her estranged father for asking for money. She had friends that she was going to go stay with. Like, you need a system. You can't just disappear with nobody knowing that you're like going to try to start a new life in another town.
Off the grid.
I'm saying it's really hard, and I don't know if a 24-year-old person is equipped with the things that you would need to do it. And then be gone for 12 years.
24 is like, I think at 24, you can go and start over.
With a kid and pregnant?
Okay, see, I give you
I'm saying this specific situation. If you were like a 24-year-old dude with no responsibilities, no credit history really, like you're just kind of like a fresh adult. Mm-hmm. I'm sure you could go and just disappear. You can do it. I'm not saying it's not possible, but what I'm saying is she's gone. I don't think she's like has a new identity and is working at an H&R Block in another city. I think something bad happened to her.
Yeah, it's too much context around the whole situation. Was like she was dating this crazy person.
Yes.
And she was pregnant and already had a child.
Yes. Both his kids, allegedly.
Both his kids, yeah. And
she disappears.
Right.
And now this dude, 10 years later, is dressed up in a blonde wig and kills his other kid's mom. I'm sorry, they didn't have a kid together. His girlfriend.
Right.
Patrice Wilson did not have a kid with Jameer Miller, but they were dating. So
also in the story there was they said Wilson's mother, Rosalind Livingston, told Detroit station WXYZ, which is kind of that Miller was her daughter's ex-boyfriend, and the more she pulled away, he was like sending stuff to the house, flowers and stuff like that, and she was like, her way of not accepting him was just kind of like leaving it there, just like I don't want any of this.
So he took it up a notch, and showed up at his job.
Because once you give a scintilla of attention, where it's like I have a chance, then it can get worse way faster than what it did. How gun was? This could have been early.
He could have showed up at her house while her son was there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Breaking in, all kinds. It's just.
Yeah. So unfortunately, it did end up in the worst possible way that it could have.
Using her, I don't know where he was getting money from to buy flowers and shit. Just sending to her house. He probably was just he probably was dropping them off and leaving.
Yeah, for sure. I don't think he was using 1-800-Flowers because that delivery fee on that is
Shout
crazy.
out to them though.
Yeah, no, they come through on Valentine's Day type of situations like such.
For sure. Flags
in the month of February. The 1-800-Flowers. Also, the Venus et Fleur. I did some Venus et Fleur last year. That's that high end. Hey, listen. You know what I mean?
You gotta pop the collar.
Yeah, you gotta
Dang.
pop your collar on that. You get your girl some Venus et Fleur. No, they are eternal flowers. They smell forever. You feel me? So okay, you gotta pop your collar on one. You should get deal me. So but anyway, off topic. Rest in peace to Patrice Wilson, man. Very unfortunate. Women, I don't even know what to tell you. Like, I mean, you say no, you're in danger. You say yes, you're in danger. You stay, you're in danger. You leave, you're in danger. It is really tough. You know, I guess it's just you got to really pay attention to the signs of the people that you allow in your life. And again, I think we got into.
But I mean, it's so easy to say that. But
Yeah,
even when you pull away and you go, I'm washing my hands of this person, disassociating myself with this person, and I'm just trying to live my life and go to work.
Yeah.
What she was doing.
Yes.
We don't know if they had, contact between from the breakup to when this happened, but it's like she was just doing her thing. Was like, but this guy he wouldn't go away.
Yeah.
You could say no. You can whatever.
Try to let him
but
down
like,
easy.
This person, if he's just a crazy maniac,
Yeah.
is just still gonna hang around.
For sure. You can be blunt. You can be the let him down easy route where you do answer the text messages and you say, I don't know, maybe I'll go get lunch with you, but then
And
you just
don't
keep
wanna
blowing
do
them
that. Then you
off.
just tag, right.
You can say, fuck you, don't ever call me again. It's like there is no proper tactic because every man's different.
Yeah.
And every man's trigger, it could be like and really the bottom line is for men that are dangerous in this regard, the biggest faux pas, like the mistake that you're making is the rejection. So there is no way to finesse the rejection. Their aggression towards you is the fact that you're rejecting them. There's no proper way to reject somebody.
Yeah. And I don't know if you and I don't think you're able to. Maybe you can identify the signs, but you can go like, it can't get.
You never
He's
see
not-
this.
he's not
He's going to
going
put a wig on and murder me?
Right. Because
Never.
I know we had an incident at a job at a station I used to work at. We had a coworker who had some domestic, violence issues where it was like she told the employees, and the employees congrats to them. They stepped up and was like, okay, we're going to send you somewhere else. So it's like this guy stalked her.
Yeah.
Waited at her job. What happened at my station? They was like, okay, we're going to send you somewhere else. Just, we got to rely on you to not tell whoever this person is if you're
new
going
route.
somewhere else.
Yeah.
The new route, a new whatever. And it's like, I've never seen that girl again. She was super cool. I know her for years, but shout out to them. I'm glad that they was like, no,
They did something.
They
Which
took
a lot
action.
of
It was like,
jobs won't.
Exactly. But for her situation, she probably didn't know. It was like,
Yeah.
I didn't know it was going to get this.
I just
to this
thought
extent.
maybe we'd get in a fight or argument or something. Maybe he'd come and embarrass me at my job is like the worst. Nobody ever thinks worse. I mean, I'm not going to say nobody even in that situation because I'm sure there are women out there who are like, I think this person will kill me.
Yeah.
And I don't know what to do or whatever. But I mean, I don't know. I think that a lot of women probably let's say people, because, domestic violence goes both ways. I think a lot of people, because the Christian Obusemele, no, that was the guy that was killed by Amber Heard. The guy, his Courtney Clenny, and the young man, I can't remember his name right now, but
The
she
YouTuber or something?
she was an OnlyFans model or something like that, and she stabbed him in the apartment.
In Miami or something? I don't know.
So nobody ever thinks like, oh, murder is on the table. Like they might murder me. And that, because whoever thinks that's the worst case scenario is that I'll die. Nobody
Exactly.
thinks about their mortality like that.
Exactly, yeah.
You just think about it being messy, or this is going to be dragged out, or they're going to come and, egg my car, break a window or something, slash my tires. So, yeah, man, I don't, it's really unfortunate, man. And that, especially when it doesn't get any worse case scenario than what happened to Patrice Wilson.
Right. So,
prayers to her family, of course. And I don't know, be careful out there. Be careful out there. It's hard. That's a hard one, man. I'm not that there's advice I'm looking to give people, but I just don't really know what the lesson is here, other than as a man, you kind of go, damn, man, it really is hard. It's hard out here for women. It's hard to be a woman out here, A dude will take your rejection, go and buy a blonde wig and in some disguise clothes and wait outside your job and stalk you. And the sick part, another part, like during the trial, you brought up her mom, it jogged my memory. Her mom asked, like, how can you even say you love somebody? And you do this to them?
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, like when you think about however long they were together, I don't know, but they were committed. They were living together. They were making purchases together. Like they were in it. They were each other's person at some point. And to go from that to murder is so, it baffles me. Like, how could you even say you cared about this person when you could do this to them? So it's hard, man. Like I don't know. It's hard out here.
Hearing that, I mean, it's sad, but it's like that person go like, well, I love this person so much that I was willing to go like, nobody. If it's not me, then it's nobody.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yes. Yeah. That's what happened.
Yeah.
Man, really unfortunate. Again, rest in peace to Patrice Wilson, man. It's really unfortunate situation. We are coming to you guys on Valentine's Day. It was a nice Valentine's Day. I came home. My lady had decorated, put some nice stuff up and all that kind of stuff. So that was very sweet. I enjoyed my Valentine's Day. We made heart-shaped pizzas.
Okay.
So, you know, today was a good. Even though we're ending this day with some heavy news and stuff like that, it still was a good day. It's a good time. To life is precious and enjoy every moment and all that stuff. And, you know, it's sweet times and all that sappy stuff. Even though the first half of my day was spent sitting incredibly bored during jury trial. Didn't even get in a trial, just sitting in a room. It was like I felt like I was in Saturday detention, man. It was so boring.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I mean, my day was similar, except for the jury duty part. I mean, I went to work yesterday. I did, you know, my shopping. I gave my gifts out yesterday.
Right on.
Because when I buy shit, I can't.
You can't hide it.
I just can't let it sit.
Yeah.
I have it. I want to see your reaction.
You want to see what you got? You one of those people?
So I gave, you know, I did the, you know, because we all know we all know.
Yeah, you know.
I know my lady did something for me.
Right.
And same for you, but we all know what Valentine's Day is. This
is corporate shenanigans.
Yeah, we
can talk real about it. We can talk real about it.
Yeah, it's for the women.
Yeah.
It's for the beautiful ladies out there, and
also a facade by Big Chocolate.
Yeah, and I went and did something for, you know, my wife and my beautiful young daughter. So I want that to be kind of, you know, you kind of want to, you want to put that out there for when she gets older. She knows
what to expect. Have high standards.
What to expect. Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
For sure.
You don't want no scrubs. I don't want
scrubs, bro.
Oh, recommendation though. Did you watch Griselda?
I started it. Yeah. I did not finish it. I think I'm like 3 or 4 episodes in. She's so good, right?
Yeah.
That's Sofia Vergara from Modern Family, bro. She's doing a really good job.
I like it. I did. You know, it's funny when stuff like this comes out because then you got all these people who are professionals or whatever, critics, where it's like, oh, they didn't show this part, it sucks. They didn't show when she did Black Guys, sucks. Go watch Cocaine Cowboys. Oh, that one is better. It's like, all right. I mean, damn, they can't put everything.
History buff people are only second to the book people. So history buff people will always tell you how many historical inaccuracies the best movies based on reality have in them. Did you enjoy what they showed? You know what I mean? Like, I understand this isn't exactly what happened.
Did you like it or not?
It's based on a true story. You know what I mean? Like, it's based on a true story. They're not going to get everything right. They even were like, there were some people that were like, Griselda Blanco's Sofia Vergara, even with a fake nose, she's too pretty.
Yeah.
She's a pretty lady. I don't know. What do you want?
What do you want?
They want to make her. They didn't make her ugly enough. Is what that was the complaint from some people. Newsflash: actresses are pretty. You'd be hard pressed to find an actress who just is naturally ugly. You know who won an Oscar for being ugly? Charlize Theron. You know how gorgeous Charlize Theron is? They put all that shit on her, and she played Eileen Wuornos. She did a really good job. They put all the prosthetics they could put on her face, and it worked. She looked crazy.
Also, it's probably super difficult to try to find an actor who has because you know Steph's father is from Colombia. She's has the Colombian accent. Yeah. She's Colombian.
She hit all the marks except she's not ugly
like,
enough.
what else you want her? What else you?
She speaks Colombian Spanish. She's Colombian. She probably has understands the story in a way that other people cannot. But she's too pretty. Come on, man. You can't hit every mark. I think they hit a lot of marks getting a
Nitpicking.
Colombian woman to.
Point. Yeah.
But I think she's doing a great job. I watched like I said, I watched like 3 or 4 episodes. I think she's doing great. I thought that the scheme that she had is brilliant.
Yes.
As far as like, I'm not selling drugs. I'm selling like the lifestyle experience. Like, you know, it's very like club promoter ahead of his time type of shit. This is what life is today. Like you go to a Miami, you go to a Las Vegas. It's like I'm selling the experience. So yeah, man. Shout out to the show.
So
not shout out to any cartel.
I watched that. Yeah, shout out to her. She's doing a great job. Still watching that. I haven't watched Mr. and Mrs. Smith yet. Dying to get to that.
It's really good. I really enjoy it
yet. But that is about it.
I started the show on Netflix called The Tourist. I watched the first episode, maybe half of it. It is interesting, but I did fall asleep. But it is not because it wasn't interesting. I just was really tired. But from what I saw, I liked it. Will I continue to watch it? Possibly. I'm a half episode in, so far, you know, it's cool. But I did not finish it, admittedly. But other than that, I watched Ready Player One for the first time.
I started watching that. I gotta finish
the Apple Visions really did.
Yes,
it made me watch it for sure.
Yeah. I watched that. I may have an answer for this. This is for anybody. I started watching the show Shelton.
Young Shelton?
Young Shelton.
Yeah.
Started watching that. Is that based off the guy from
Big Bang Theory? Yes.
Is it?
It is, yes.
Okay, got it.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right. Okay, cool.
Young Sheldon.
Right. I like that.
Sheldon is the guy, Bazinga guy.
Yes.
And then he has a show.
Steph was watching it, and it was one of those things where she's watching. I kind of
what's
this?
I guess I'll check it out. Now you're in.
Go to sleep, and I go like, damn. Oh. And this dude's just like.
That's how my girl watches Suits, and I don't like it enough to watch every episode. But if it's on, I'll catch myself being like I'll be like, it didn't really get my interest. But then I'll look up at the screen, I'll be like, oh, they're gonna do that. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Now I don't watch the next episode, but like I am following along.
Same. Yeah.
But if you ask me if I like it, I'm like, no, it's not really my show. But if it's on, I am like one eye on the screen, like, okay, yeah, I see what's going on. That's the show for me. But the recommendations that I gave last time, I haven't finished. I've been just busy, so I haven't finished Love on the Spectrum yet.
Okay.
But the cast of
I want to start watching that. Me and Steph want to start watching that.
The new characters this season, man. One particular.
It's a new season. What season is this?
This season 2. But there's also Love on the Spectrum Australia, which has my favorite person of all time, Michael, on it. He's a superstar. I think he should be the next Bachelor. He's amazing.
The next what?
The Bachelor, like The Bachelor, the show The Bachelor.
Oh, okay.
He's a ladies' man to 1,000 degrees. He's the man. He's a classy, suave. He's like James Bond. Shout out to Michael. He's got an Australian accent. But I think his name's Tanner. This kid is the sweetest kid. He's such a good dude, man. And it's almost like a superpower that these people have on the show, you know, because they're so innocent and real and unfiltered. That's what I love.
That's how Shelton is.
Yeah. I think he's on the spectrum. So
he just lets it go, just whatever. Like, this is, you're an idiot, and he doesn't say that,
right?
But, like,
right.
When he's in his class, was like, you're the teacher. I mean, like, what are you? I'm doing circles around you. Right now.
There's an authenticity to people like that, and to see it in real people, because obviously that's a show. But to see people really have that is really endearing, and I enjoy it. It's such a special show. I think it's one of my favorite shows of all time. So I do need to finish it though. But this kid, his sister's on there and his mom's on there, and everybody's so sweet to him, and he's just such a nice guy. So, you know, shout out to the new season of Love on the Spectrum. Fantastic show. But what we're going to do, man, is we're going to get up out of here, man. It's been an episode of ups and downs and sad stuff and really interesting things. But as always, I've been Alvin Williams, joined as always by my partner in true crime, Fran and Alvin. And we'll see you guys next week.
Deuces.